Part 65. Landing 300 years in advance. Author, Xiaoji Depeng. Chapter 646. Several adults, In the distance, Yu Jinjian's face looked extremely ugly when he saw this scene. He stumbled and wanted to ask for mercy. Hearing Yu Jinjian's voice, Chen Ronghuo raised his eyebrows, raised his hand and shot out the sword. With a groan, the flying sword came back in an instant. Plop! Yu Jinjian fell to the ground. "Thank you, sir, for the rescue." Seeing this scene, Zhang Tian immediately knelt down in front of Chen Ronghuo. Yes, Chen Ronghuo nodded and said, "You should leave first. If we meet again by chance in the future, I will accept you as a registered disciple." He did not help Zhang Tian completely solve the matter of Feng Shen sect. Although he has that kind of strength, it is not necessary. Yes. Hearing this, Zhang Tian left with complicated thoughts. On the side, Huang Xiaoshan and Yu Depeng were a little surprised. They did not expect that Chen Ronghuo would look at Zhang Tian in a different light. But what they didn't know was that for Chen Ronghuo, this matter was just a matter of convenience. If he is really destined to see Zhang Tian again in the future, he will accept him. If there is no chance, then forget it. With these thoughts in mind, Chen Ronghuo looked at Huang Xiaoshan and Big Fatty Fish in front of him with a smile on his face. He said, "Yes, tell me what you have done over the years." "Yes, master." The two immediately described it to Chen Ronghuo. "That's it?" After hearing the two people's narrations, Chen Ronghuo realized that Huang Xiaoshan and Yu Depeng had actually been living in Bihai all these years. Not only them, Gao Yan, the chief weapon refiner of the river crab territory, but also the black dragon ancestor and the black whale ancestor, who also practiced under the origin mother tree, are also in Bihai. But this time, the reason why Huang Xiaoshan and Yu Depeng came here was because I heard about Chang Sunyi, so I chased them all the way here. Both of them are 12th level powerhouses. For a 12th level powerhouse, it is not difficult to cross thousands of miles. Suddenly, Big Fatty Yu seemed to have thought of something and said, "By the way, Master, Lord Gao Yan has been refining an artifact called the 10,000 Weapons Diagram for these years, and it is now almost completed. Once he completes refining this artifact, his strength will definitely increase. It is for this reason that he did not come here this time." The black dragon and black whale also stayed there to protect him. However, Lord Gao Yan is probably only a few days away from completely completing the 10,000 soldiers map. He should be here in a few days. Chen Ronghuo nodded. Gao Yan is the chief weapon refiner of the river crab territory. At the same time, Chen Ronghuo also knows Gao Yan's idea, which is to refine countless artifacts and then seal them all into an artifact called the 10,000 Weapons Map in the catalog. During the battle, if you activate the artifact catalog, countless artifacts will form a large array and attack the enemy. This is obviously a wild idea. But now it seems that after 80,000 years of trying, Gao Yan is about to realize his dream. Earth-star universe. The powerful gods all gathered together. Everyone looked at the Lord of Darkness together, feeling incredulous. The Lord of the Wind God asked, "Have you really found a way to avoid the rules of the gods' game and come directly to the continent of the gods?" Of course the Lord of Darkness said, "But as I said, there are several strong men sitting in that passage. When we enter it, our strength will be limited. Therefore, I suggest that we work together to block those strong men, and then send some of our capable subordinates into the world of the gods. I don't know what you think. I think this is feasible, but we need to confirm the authenticity of the news in advance," the Lord of Wood God said. "Of course." The Lord of Darkness smiled and generously handed over the road map obtained from Chaos Tianxia. After a group of forces obtained this road map, they immediately united and began to explore whether the road map was true or false. Soon after, the major forces in the Earth and Star universe confirmed the news. After confirming the news, everyone was extremely excited. Without further ado, let's gather our men and prepare to descend into the world of the gods. Good. A famous god leader made a decision quickly. Time flies, and several days pass. In the past few days, Chen Ronghuo, under the protection of Zhang Sun and others, went to the demon world passages every day to kill the demons. Turn a large number of demons into your own experience points. It's just that now he has broken through to the 8th level. Every time he advances to a level, the experience points required are countless. In a few days, the speed of his level improvement was completely inconsistent with his ideals. On this day, just as Chen Ronghuo was preparing to continue to the next demon world passage to fight monsters and upgrade, a fire suddenly flew from the void in the distance. Along with the fire, there were two figures wearing black armor. This subordinate has met the Lord. Seeing Chen Ronghuo, the three of them immediately fell down. It was Gao Yan who came riding the fire. Gao Yan, like Zhang Sunyi, is a 13th level powerhouse. Now it seems that he has mastered the 10,000 weapons diagram. Although he is not very good at fighting, with the 10,000 weapons divine diagram in hand, he may be stronger than Chang Sunyi. As for the other two people, they are the Black Dragon Ancestor and the Black Whale Ancestor. The strength of the two of them is the same as that of Mu Daoran, both at the 11th level. In the eyes of Chen Ronghuo today, it is nothing. After meeting Gao Yan, Chen Ronghuo communicated with him and saw the power of 10,000 soldiers map, so he planned to continue hunting down demons and gain experience points according to the plan. At present, he has no better way to let the gods activate their ultimate authority. But if we wait for a while longer, wait for the game of the gods to become more chaotic, and wait for some of the reincarnated gods to die, then even if he doesn't speak, those people will probably have their permissions activated. Before that, Chen Ronghuo tried his best to gain as much experience points as possible. Increasing the proportion of experience points he gains in the game will undoubtedly allow him to reap the maximum benefits when that day comes. Even letting his body break through to the 14th level in one fell swoop is not impossible. Lord. At this moment, Zhang Sunyi's expression suddenly changed and he said to Chen Ronghuo, "There is something wrong with the layout I made in Hulu Valley. I guess someone may have discovered Hulu Valley. My uncle is still there. I don't know if it will happen. What could go wrong?" Oh. Chen Ronghuo raised his brows, not expecting that something unexpected happened to Zhang Sun Gengzhang. In that case, let's go take a look. Chang Sun Gengzhang is also an important member of his staff. If something goes wrong with him, Chen Ronghuo cannot ignore it. So Chen Ronghuo immediately activated the White Jade Shuttle Ruler and led everyone to the Demon Realm in an instant, arriving near the Calabash Valley. But this time, he did not take Chen Xiao and Li Shui with him. The gods' game is so messed up these days. So he persuaded Chen Xiao and Li Shui to quit the game. Even Chen's father and mother also quit the game under his persuasion. In comparison, it is much safer on Earth. Boom. In the void, thunder rolled. After arriving at the Hulu Valley, everyone immediately discovered that there were powerful thunder and lightning flashing over the entire Hulu Valley, and dark clouds gathered, blocking the sky and the sun. Is this thunder tribulation? Seeing this scene, everyone's expressions changed slightly, revealing a bit of strange color. This situation is very similar to the situation when some kind of heaven-defying treasure was just born. Rumble. At this time, below the rolling thunder, in the depths of the gourd valley, a brilliant colorful light suddenly rose into the sky, causing the thunder and dark clouds above to almost collapse. That's... Everyone's pupils shrank, and they saw a pill with shining divine light, swirling in the sky, seemingly emitting infinite power. Chang Sun Gengzhang, half-step pillar god level, unlimited, no need to place your true soul on the origin of the world. State 1, experiencing thunder tribulation. State 2, divine pill, note, Changsun Genjiang refined himself into a pill that can draw on the power of heaven and earth, allowing him, who was originally 13th level, to advance to the half-step pillar god level equivalent to the realm of gods. Note, taking the Tongshen Dan can allow 13th level cultivators to advance to the half-step pillar god without entrusting their true soul to the origin of the world, and can also allow 14th level cultivators to advance to the pillar god without any restrictions. Chen Ronghuo looked at the sky. After identifying Changsun Genjiang's current state, he couldn't help but be stunned. Although Changsun Genjiang had been shouting before that he would refine himself into a pill, but he didn't expect that Changsun Genjiang would actually succeed. This kind of success is really incredible. After eating Changsun Genjiang, he can actually transform into a more powerful god, and it is also a god without any restrictions. If the previous gods knew about it, they would definitely go crazy. Treat Changsun Genjiang as if he were Tang monk's flesh. Chen Ronghuo looked slightly strange. Lord, a demon is coming. At this time, Changsun had a sudden thought and spoke solemnly. Chen Ronghuo responded calmly. At this time, he changed into another appearance, standing beside everyone instead of in the center, so even if someone came, it would be difficult to recognize his true identity. Chang Sunyi, Gao Yan, Huang Xiaoshan. A tall demonic figure was attracted by Zhang Sun Zhengjiang's thunder tribulation. He tore open the space and walked out. He first glanced at the elixir made by Zhang Sun Genjiang, and then his eyes were attracted by Chen Ronghuo and his group in front of the Calabash Valley. When he recognized Changsun and the others, his pupils couldn't help but shrink. He didn't expect that there were so many of Chen Ronghuo's former subordinates here. Do it, or wait a moment, there will definitely be more demons coming here. Seeing the strange look in the demon's eyes, Changsun did not hesitate again and immediately raised the sword in his hand and soared into the sky. Seeing her take action, Huang Xiaoshan and Yu Dupang also surrounded her. The first demon to arrive has reached the 13th level of cultivation. But facing the joint efforts of Zhang Sunyi, Huang Xiaoshan and Yu Dupang, they fell into a disadvantage in the blink of an eye. The divine map of 10,000 weapons. At this moment, Gao Yan let out a long roar and threw out a huge catalogue from his hand. On this catalogue, there were countless divine weapons. After unfolding, the divine soldiers roared, connected with each other, and emitted infinite divine power, shaking the void. Amidst the loud rumbling sound, the divine map of 10,000 weapons rushed towards the powerful demon clan with overwhelming power. No! The demon roared, but under the siege of Changsun and several others, he could not avoid Gao Yan's attack. Instantly, he was submerged by Gao Yan's 10,000 weapons divine diagram. Boom! After killing the demon warrior with the 10,000 weapons divine diagram, Gao Yan did not stop his movements, but controlled the 10,000 weapons divine diagram with a thought, rushing into the rolling thunder tribulation above the Hulu Valley. Just because of the 10,000 weapons divine diagram's random stirring, the thunder tribulation above the Hulu Valley not only did not subside, but became more intense. Countless thunders shot through the void, like electric snakes. Gao Yan, what are you doing? Chang Sun Zhengjiang's voice sounded from the thunder in a somewhat exasperated voice. I'll borrow your thunder tribulation to temper my magic weapon. Gao Yan's eyes flashed with a strange look. His 10,000 weapons divine diagram was extremely powerful, but when it came out, it failed to attract thunder tribulation, which made him extremely disappointed. Whether it was a powerful magic weapon or a pill, after being tempered by thunder tribulation, it could become more powerful. This time, Changsun Genjiang attracted the thunder tribulation, and he suddenly had a sudden idea, wanting to use this thunder tribulation to further transform his Wanbing Shentu. The thunder tribulation has a strange power that can refine all things. The Wanbing Shentu has been sacrificed by Gao Yan into his own life-defining divine weapon using a special method. As the Wanbing Shentu becomes stronger, Gao Yan's strength will also become stronger. After this experience, maybe he will have the ability to deal with a 14th level strongman. This is an opportunity that cannot be given up. So he did not say hello to Changsun Genjiang, and controlled the Wanbing Shentu to join the ranks of tempering the Thunder Tribulation. During the Thunder Tribulation, Changsun Genjiang panted. A stream of white gas emerged from the Tongshen pill he transformed into, as if he was extremely angry. Although with the power of this Thunder Tribulation, even if it became several chips larger, it was still nothing to him. But he was still depressed that Gao Yan stole his fruit so quietly. He was ready to make Gao Yan compensate him after the matter was over. Although the two had not met for a long time, they were actually very close as the chief alchemist and chief weapon refiner of Hexi territory. So although Changsun Genjiang was depressed, he was not really angry. How dare you come to my demon world and slaughter my demon clan masters? At this moment, a loud shout came from a distance, and 5 demon clan masters rushed from a distance, carrying a tremendous momentum and killing Chen Ronghuo and his party. You are really brave. Gao Yan rushed up directly. Although he was tempering the 10,000 soldiers divine map, he could still focus on fighting, and even without the 10,000 soldiers divine map, he could still exert the normal 13th level strength. Following Gao Yan, Chang Sun-yi, Huang Xiaoshan, and Yu Depang also went up together. Seeing the battle situation in the distance, in front of the valley, Chen Ronghuo signaled and asked the 3 brothers Chang Sun-ping to join the battle. The 3 brothers are only at the 11th level, but when they join hands, they can also exert the strength of a 12th level cultivator, which is equivalent to the realm of a high-level god. They can also join the battle and play a restraining role. Landing 300 years in advance. Author, Xiaoji Depang. Chapter 647. There was a huge earthquake in the void, and a group of strong men under Chen Ronghuo fought fiercely with the 5 powerful demon clans. Among the 5 powerful demon clans, 3 are 13th level experts and 2 are 12th level experts. In terms of level, he is better than Chen Ronghuo. But because Chang Sun-yi was very skilled in swordsmanship and was the top 13th level expert, they were not actually at a disadvantage. On the contrary, in the battle, the 5 powerful demon clans were afraid of Lian Lian. Chen Ronghuo stood in the distance, under the protection of the Black Dragon Ancestor, the Black Whale Ancestor, Mu Taoist, and Huang Tai's Hung, his brows knitted together. He knew that this war was just the beginning. They are now in the demon world, and there will definitely be more powerful demons coming soon. It wouldn't even be surprising if a powerful 14th level demon clan attacked. It's just that his current strength is too low and he can't intervene at all. We can only hope that Changsun Genjiang and Gao Yan's divine map of 10,000 weapons can be transformed as soon as possible under the tempering of Thunder Tribulation. Once the transformation is completed, the strength of the 2 of them will probably be comparable to that of ordinary 14th level powerhouses. In this way, not only can this crisis be solved, but with 2 strong men of level 14 protecting him, he can be more relaxed in all his subsequent actions. 2 14th level powerhouses are enough to make countless people feel afraid. Even the demons might not dare to touch him easily. Moreover, Huang Lin, Zhu Deipen and Li Haishui were also in charge of Zhen Moiwan. When Changsun Genjiang and Gao Yan are strong enough, Chen Ronghuo can even let them join Huang Lin and others to break the demon clan's blockade. Ha ha ha, grandson Yi, if you don't take the road to heaven, you actually come to our demon world. Since you are here this time, just stay here. Suddenly, a loud laugh came from a distance, followed by a powerful man walking in the air. It's you. Zhang Sunyi's pupils shrank, feeling the pressure. This powerful demon clan was one of the 13th level demon clan warriors he met in the battle at Jinchinj of the 5 Elements Alliance not long ago. Unexpectedly, the 2 met again so soon. She had the upper hand in Jinchinj, but this time, the demon clan was powerful, and with the arrival of this person, the situation had become unfavorable. Li Feng, come here, your opponent is us. Suddenly, just when Chang Sun was worried, 5 huge divine lights suddenly flew from the distant sky. The divine lights fell and turned into 5 powerful figures, killing the strong demon named Li Feng. Blocked it? It's them. Chen Ronghuo, who was watching the battle, breathed a sigh of relief when he saw the 5 people arriving. The 5 people who came this time were none other than the 5th patriarch, headed by the holy tiger of the Shengu sect. The 5th ancestor also practiced under the origin mother tree. Everyone has the strength of the 12th level. After so many years of secluded cultivation, their strength has obviously become stronger. When the 5 of them joined forces, they killed a 13th level clone of the 14th level powerhouse blood demon. Now that they have joined forces again, they will obviously have no problem dealing with Gale, who is only in the 13th level realm. Boom! In the distance, under thousands of thunders, Chang Sun Gengjiang was undergoing the baptism of thunder and calamity. Under the baptism of thunder and calamity, his incarnation of the divine elixir looked more and more transparent. In addition, Gao Yan's recently completed divine figure of 10,000 weapons, after being baptized by thunder and calamity, also emitted bursts of divine light, exuding increasingly terrifying power. However, it will still take some time for them to completely complete the baptism of thunder tribulation. At this time, Chang Sun Gengjiang felt extremely happy. If Chen Ronghuo and others hadn't arrived in time this time, he would have been captured and eaten as a real elixir before he could complete the baptism of thunder tribulation. At that time, if a pillar god is born in the world of gods because of him, he will make a big mistake. Whoosh! At this time, in the void, another demon race came over. What came this time were 2 12th level demons. After arriving at the scene, the 2 12th level demons hesitated for a while. Level 12 is no longer weak in the world of gods. But in this battlefield belonging to the 13th level strong men, their strength is nothing. After hesitating for a moment, the 2 of them had a thought, turned around at the same time, and went straight towards Chen Ronghuo to kill him. They could all see that Chen Ronghuo and others were not from the demon world. In this case, they might as well get rid of Chen Ronghuo and others who look like weak persimmons at first glance. In this way, they can join the battle, and they will not be defeated by those 13th level or those who can match the 13th level. Against court death. But suddenly, just as they were approaching, Chen Ronghuo frowned, and when the Black Dragon Ancestor, Black Whale Ancestor and others were preparing to take action, a figure suddenly walked out of the void, raised a palm, and condensed the divine seal. And fought towards 2 12th level powerhouses. Boom! The huge divine seal fell and beat the 2 12th level demon warriors on the spot until they vomited blood and fell back. Wu Piaoun. Chen Ronghuo's eyes lit up when he saw the figure blocking him. Wu Piaoun is also one of the top combatants under his command, possessing the strength of a top 13th level warrior. This battle obviously attracted many of his subordinates in the demon world. His powerful subordinates all came out from under the origin mother tree. They not only respected Chen Ronghuo, but also had a deep friendship with each other. This time, they obviously sensed the movements of Chang Sun Gengjiang, Chang Sun Yi, and others, and came to help. Okay, I can't find you usually, but I didn't expect that you all ran out this time. In this case, you all stay here this time. Just as Wu Piaoun appeared, another loud shout came from the void in the distance. This shout was beyond all the previous shouts, exuding a powerful demonic power, so powerful that it was terrifying. After this shout, a figure holding a black demon knife, but somewhat similar to the human race, tore open the space and walked out with a ferocious face. The Demon Knife Emperor. Seeing this person, Wu Piaoun, Chang Sun Yi, and others all changed their faces. The person who came this time was the most powerful person of the Demon Knife clan, the Demon Knife Emperor. At the same time, This person is also one of the only 5 14th level strongmen in the demon clan. Because the passage to the divine land had just been opened, the 14th level strongmen of the demon clan, including the demon sword emperor, should have been suppressing those large passages. No one expected that there would be a 14th level strongman rushing over at this time. Boom! As soon as the demon sword emperor arrived, he slashed at Chang Sunyi with the sword. In these years, most of Chen Ronghuo's men were in seclusion. Only Chang Sunyi, because she had attacked the forbidden land of the heart-beating clan with Zhangji, had a deeper impression on many demons. Chang Sunyi was fighting with the 13th level strongman of the demon clan. Seeing the demon sword emperor slashing at her, she could only try her best to resist. But her strength alone was not the opponent of the 14th level strongman after all. After the demon sword emperor slashed, she vomited blood on the spot and flew backwards at a very fast speed, with blood all over the sky. The female war god of Hexi territory? That's all. After severely wounding Chang Sunyi with one blow, the demon sword emperor sneered and turned his gaze to the thunder tribulation area above Hulu Valley. What kind of elixir is this? He was a little confused and didn't realize that this elixir was actually transformed by Changsun Genjiang. After looking at the elixir, his eyes fell on the 10,000 Weapons God map again. Feeling the terrifying divine power emanating from the 10,000 Weapons God map, his eyes were full of greed. When this treasure is tempered under the thunder tribulation, if he can obtain it, his strength will definitely increase. Of course, he also wants to get the elixir that looks very ordinary. Dare to hurt my niece, you are looking for death. But at this moment, a roar of anger suddenly came from the elixir in the thunder tribulation. The demon sword emperor was startled and looked at the elixir in disbelief. At this time, the elixir spun in the void and suddenly turned into an old man in a flame robe. Changsun Genjiang, are you Changsun Genjiang? Seeing this old man, the demon sword emperor immediately showed an incredible look on his face. And as Changsun Genjiang changed into his original appearance, a large amount of tribulation lightning immediately gathered and poured into his body, causing his aura to surge in all directions. At this moment, the aura emanating from Changsun Genjiang was no less than that of a 14th level strongman. 14th level, have you broken through to the 14th level? The demon sword emperor's face changed drastically. Buzz. And then, as Changsun Genjiang's transformation was completed, the 10,000 Weapons God map on the other side also rolled up all the remaining thunder tribulations in the void into the map. Then it immediately emitted bursts of terrifying red light, and in a flash, it fell into the hands of Gao Yan in the distance. Holding the 10,000 Weapons God map, the aura emanating from Gao Yan was no less than that of Changsun Genjiang. Kill. Immediately, Changsun Genjiang and Gao Yan looked at each other, and at the same time, they attacked the demon sword emperor. Changsun Genjiang attacked without much change, all straightforward. But every move and every force of his was as heavy as the mountains and seas, as if he could borrow infinite force from the heaven and earth, which was extremely incredible. As for Gao Yan, every time he attacked, he was accompanied by countless divine weapons. He was like a master of divine weapons, irresistible. God. You cultivated into a god. How is this possible? How can there be gods now? The demon sword emperor was forced to retreat repeatedly in the void by Changsun Genjiang and Gao Yan after they joined forces. Although he was powerful and a 14th level strongman, he was no match for two 14th level strongmen. At the same time, the abnormal ability shown by Changsun Genjiang also made him feel extremely incredible. Yin. At this time, Changsun Yi, who was severely injured by the demon sword emperor before, suddenly stepped back into the air and killed the demon sword emperor with a sword. Although she was not as strong as the demon sword emperor, as a 13th level warrior, even if she was seriously injured, she could still have some impact on the demon sword emperor. Damn it! The angle and timing of Changsun Yi's attack were extremely tricky, forcing the Demon Sword Emperor to dodge as much as possible. However, because of dodging Chang Sun Yi's sword light, his body was hit by the residual power of Chang Sun Zhengjiang's palm wind, and he spit out blood and flew backwards. After this retreat, the Demon Sword Emperor no longer had the will to fight. At this time, the other 14th level warriors of the Demon Clan all had their own things to do and could not catch up. If he stayed here, he might not be able to leave today. Thinking of this, he turned around and was about to leave here. Buzz. At this moment, the void shook, and a big hand that had lurked over from unknown time suddenly reached out, and a palm fell on the Demon Sword Emperor. He was caught off guard and seriously injured the Demon Sword Emperor on the spot. When the Demon Sword Emperor was seriously injured, the big hand fished it out again, directly pulling the Demon Sword Emperor into an unknown space. Hiss. Chang Sun Zhengjiang and Gao Yan, who were following closely behind and wanted to hunt down the Demon Sword Emperor, both took a breath of air. They didn't expect that right next to them, there was such a terrifying and powerful man whose strength was hard to fathom. Boom! Just when the two of them were shocked, the space was suddenly opened again, and the big hand that disappeared before turned into a monstrous demonic hand with a bang, and actually grabbed Chang Sun Zhengjiang again. It seemed as if he wanted to take away the eldest grandson Zhengjiang just like the Demon Sword Emperor was taken away before. This big hand, like a Voldemort, was extremely good at hiding it. There was no warning before it struck. It struck just when Chang Sun Zhengjiang was in great shock, causing Chang Sun Zhengjiang's heart to beat rapidly. Yo-yo! The intense crisis made Chang Sun Zhengjiang instinctively turn himself into a huge elixir, which shook violently in the void. Immediately after this shock, terrifying fluctuations came from his body, knocking back the big hand that was grabbing him into the void. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. At this time, figures one after another, including Gao Yan, Chen Ronghuo, and others, all gathered over. Everyone stared into the void, all showing caution. But it seemed that there was no chance to take Chang Sun Zhengjiang away. After a long time, the big hand did not appear again. Under the protection of everyone, Chen Ronghuo also looked solemnly. He had heard Chang Sun Yi tell him about this big hand before, but this time when he met, this big hand immediately gave him a feeling of great fear. He even felt that even when he was in his prime, it would not be easy for him to face this big hand. And the most important thing is that from beginning to end, there is only one big hand emerging from the void. The owner of the big hand never showed up. At the same time, it is difficult to guess what the purpose of the owner of this big hand is. Why do you want to take away every strong person from the world of gods? At the same time, the place where two worlds meet. Many powerful people from the Earth and Star universe have landed here. After these strong men landed here, they immediately felt that their strength had declined seriously. A strong man who originally had a level 14 cultivation level, but after arriving here, he suddenly felt that he could only exert his strength at level 13. Are these four people guarding this place? Everyone raised their heads and looked into the distance, only to see four powerful men with vast auras slowly appearing as they arrived. If they were in the Earth Star universe, they would naturally not be afraid of these four powerful men. But here, they had to treat it with caution. Take action. Follow the plan. The Lord of Darkness spoke. Then his figure moved and he was the first to rush towards the four dynasty people in the distance. As he moved like this, the 9 powerful men beside him immediately followed up and killed him together. Buzz. The void shook. Wang Dynasty held a bow and arrow, his eyes flashed with divine light, and he shot out an arrow without any words. On the side, Zhenkinzan held a disc. With a wave of his hand, a large formation enveloped the 10 people in the distance. Boom! Boom! Ho San and Meng Tian, their fighting spirit soared into the sky, and they all rushed towards the Dark God Lord and the other 13 people. A big battle broke out at the intersection without anyone noticing. Not long after the battle, The top 10 powerful men in the Earth Star universe realized that they had underestimated the 4 members of the dynasty. Originally, they thought that although their strength was severely limited here, with 10 against 4, there should be no problem. However, as soon as the battle started, they were disrupted by the dynasty's arrows that shone in the void like meteors and the endless formations of thousands of 3 formations. No. Just a dozen breaths later, the Lord of Fire screamed, and was caught by Ho-san on the spot. He was suddenly torn in half with his hands, and his blood spilled into the sky. Seeing this scene, the top 10 god masters all changed their expressions. A god lord, a lord of a large star field who had lived for who knows how long, died here just after he arrived. It is definitely a wrong decision to play against Dynasty and others at their home court. Bang! Suddenly, just after the death of the Lord of Fire, a ring he was carrying suddenly exploded. Then, dozens of strong men with auras of at least 9th level and above rushed out from the ring. As soon as these strong men appeared and saw the fierce battle in the field, without any hesitation, they all rushed towards the depth of the intersection. Stop! As soon as Wang Chao's expression changed, he was about to turn his bow and arrow on the spot and intercept them at those strong men. But as soon as he moved, the other god lords gritted their teeth and rushed forward. At the same time, a god master took out space treasures that could store life and threw them out. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. In an instant, countless powerful men appeared in this space. However, after these powerful men, whose auras were at least 9th level and above, appeared, they did not rush to help. Instead, they all rushed into the depths of the intersection. Court death. Cao Cao and others were furious, and they all immediately took action with all their strength. After doing all this, the remaining 9 gods immediately started to fight and retreat as if they had completed their mission. Their original plan was to try to kill Wang Chao and the other 4 and completely occupy this place. The second plan was to send some of their subordinates through the intersection into the world of gods. However, Wang Chao and others' strength was not limited here, and Wang Chao and his men were not ordinary 14th level strongmen, which made their first plan fall through, and even cost the life of the Lord of Fire. However, everyone had no sympathy for the death of the Lord of Fire. Almost everyone was even planning to immediately order the capture of the Fire God Alliance after returning to the Earth Star universe. Suddenly, just as the remaining 9 gods were about to leave the intersection, Wang Chao suddenly connected more than a dozen arrows with shining stars into a line and shot them at a very fast speed, catching the Lord of Gold off guard and exploding his body. The Lord of the Golden God howled miserably, but then Meng Tian, who was following behind him, shook his spear and blasted him into the void. Oh, there is such a thing. In the demon realm, Chen Ronghuo, who had just finished fighting, suddenly received a message from Niu Dingtian, saying that a group of powerful outsiders suddenly appeared in the southern part of the continent of gods. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Landing 300 years in advance. Author, Chao Ji Dupang. Chapter 648. South of the God's World. A group of strong men from the Earth Star universe, after breaking through the space, all descended to this area. The scene of their arrival was extremely grand. As soon as they descended, countless colorful lights surged in the void, rushing madly into the bodies of these strong men, and they could not be stopped. The faces of these strong men changed drastically. None of them expected that such a change would happen as soon as they arrived here. However, those who had experienced the transformation of the God's world into a game knew what the scene meant. This scene was obviously the power of the rules of the God's game, which was forcibly transforming these people into NPCs. Hello everyone, I am your favorite anonymous god. Today I have found another topic. Please look, this is really a magical scene. On a distant mountain, the supreme paparazzi pointed to the scene of countless strong men in front of him with colorful lights surging wildly, and his tone was excited. Anonymous God, please turn off the live broadcast. I have seen one of those people on the virtual network. He is a level 9 ability user of the God of Fire Alliance. I have also seen one of them. That person is even stronger. He seems to be a God-level powerhouse of the God of Gold Alliance. What is going on? How come all these powerhouses have entered the game and are still in this state? Isn't it said that even level 5 and 6 login crystals are extremely rare now? When the Supreme Paparazzi saw the comments in his live broadcast room, his head was stunned. He didn't expect that the people he was broadcasting were so powerful. Each of them is a big shot who can suppress a piece of void. But he gritted his teeth and didn't turn off the live broadcast. Anyway, even if he was beaten to death, he was not really dead. He must have professional ethics. In other directions, Niu Dingtian and several other reincarnated gods retreated quietly when they saw this scene. For fear of attracting the attention of these powerful people from other universes. Although they didn't know how these powerful people from other universes came to the world of gods, they were sure that they came here to target them, the reincarnations of the gods in the past. Damn, what's going on? Are we going to become the same as those NPCs in this world in the future? At the same time, all the powerful people from the Earth Star universe who had just landed were furious. They tried their best to get rid of this colorful light called the Light of Gods. But they found that no matter what means they used, it seemed to be useless. Everyone was restrained by these colorful lights. Buzz. At this moment, a white light flashed in the void, and after falling, more than a dozen figures appeared in the void. Looking at these dozen figures, all the powerful people from the Earth Star universe shrank their pupils. Feeling a strong pressure. These people can indeed be called strong people in the Earth Star universe, and the weak ones among them are also in the 9th level. Among the strong ones, there are even 10-12th level strong people comparable to high-level gods. But at this moment, no matter who among them saw Chen Ronghuo and his group, they all felt a chill. It was like a herbivore encountering a predator at the top of the food chain. I never thought that there would be such a good thing as a pillow for you when you are sleeping. Standing in the void, Chen Ronghuo's eyes flickered. The low-level masters of the Earth Star universe in front of him, such as the 9th level masters, have been transformed into NPCs. An NPCs can be killed and converted into experience points. Chen Ronghuo, who has just broken through to the 8th level, needs to absorb a large amount of experience points to push his level to the 9th level. When he breaks through to the 9th level, he can open the seal of the ancient book and release all the big river crabs. Now, after seeing the horror of the big hand hiding in the dark, he always feels nervous. Only when the big river crab and other spiritual pets are unsealed, can he let go of some of his heart. Thinking of this, Chen Ronghuo immediately said to Chang Sun Gengjiang and other subordinates, "Be careful and don't let others take advantage of you. Mu Dao Ren, you set up a formation to isolate those 9th level practitioners. I want to use them to level up." Yes. Everyone responded. Mu Dao Ren directly deployed the 8-wood prison heaven formation, and with a bang, it covered the lower part, isolating all the 9th level practitioners below in the formation. What are you going to do? The powerful people in the Earth Star universe roared. Everyone ignored the roar of those 9th level practitioners, but when facing the roar of other powerful people, Chang Sun Gengjiang moved his mind, and the terrifying pressure was overwhelming, which immediately made those people feel cold in their hearts, as if they had encountered the most terrifying thing, and they dared not say anything. Among these people, the 9th level practitioners were the most, with hundreds of them. The practitioners of other levels added up, but there were only dozens. In addition, their realms were far inferior to those of Chang Sun Gengjiang and others, and they did not dare to forcefully attack Chang Sun Gengjiang and his group. Swish. At this time, Chen Ronghuo had already stepped on the sword light, and with a flash in the air, he entered the Eightwood Prisoner Heaven formation of Mudeo Ren, and fought fiercely with those non-human alien 9th level practitioners from the Earth-Star universe who had just transformed into NPCs. And this time, Chen Ronghuo did not change into a different appearance. The appearance he entered the game was his original appearance. How could he? In the distance, several reincarnated gods and others who were retreating quietly saw the sudden appearance of Chen Ronghuo and his party. Especially when they saw Chen Ronghuo's appearance, their expressions suddenly became stiff and their bodies became cold. The strong men following Chen Ronghuo were all those who participated in the final battle. They have paid attention to these strong men. Especially Changsun Gengjiang, Gao Yan, Wu Piaoun, and a few other Changsun who are top 13th level experts. At this time, these people were guarding Chen Ronghuo, and coupled with Chen Ronghuo's revealed appearance, everything was self-evident. Who are you? We have no grievances. Why do you want to attack us all? In the Yama prison formation, a group of 9th level cultivators were separated into areas by the formations set up by Mu Taoist. Each time, at most a dozen 9th level cultivators can face Chen Ronghui at the same time. In this case, they are no match for Chen Ronghuo. In a short period of time, many people were killed. Want to know who I am? Hearing the heartbreaking questions from these 9th level cultivators, Chen Ronghuo snorted coldly, then I'll make sure you die. My name is Chen Ronghuo. It's also the new generation of demon lords you call, and, the gods, please kneel down. When he said this, his body turned slightly, and when a beam of light shone over his face, the scene was shown in the video shot by the supreme paparazzi in the distance. Chen Ronghuo? A new generation of demon lord? Will the gods kneel down? Hearing Chen Ronghuo's words, everyone's hearts trembled. The reincarnations of the gods who watched this battle from a distance no longer had any doubts in their minds at this moment. Chen Ronghuo himself admitted it, so what questions did they have? In the player forum, countless topics broke out in a short period of time. Everyone is discussing Chen Ronghuo. Above the earth and stars, every country that knew the name of Chen Ronghuo was confused after seeing this video. Is this person really the Chen Ronghuo they know? Yin yin yin. Chen Ronghuo kept waving the sword in his hand. He was naturally aware of the consequences of his words, but that was his purpose. Now that he is protected by two strong men of level 14, he no longer has to hide his identity. Especially since he had a plan in mind, he made up his mind to bring order to the chaos as quickly as possible and end this chaotic era. After all, soon, his child will be born. He still has to go home to hold the baby. How can you have free time to talk nonsense with so many irrelevant people every day? Moreover, as he was either killing or walking on the road of killing every day like this, he was also a little tired. Plop. Finally, as Chen Ronghuo slashed out with his last sword, killing the last 9th level cultivator in the formation, his cultivation level finally reached the peak of 8th level. There is only the last step left to break through to the 9th level. You, come here. Chen Ronghuo stood in the formation, looked at the strong men of level 10 and above outside the formation, and suddenly raised his finger. Fight with me. If you don't die within 30 minutes, I will let you go. This time, he was going to fight a strong man who had just entered the 10th level at the peak of the 8th level. The 10th level strongman who was pointed out by Chen Ronghuo was stunned for a moment, and his eyes showed a bit of excitement. Since you want to fight me, then I will help you. As soon as his figure moved, he rushed forward with the knife in hand. At the same time, demonic world. When Chen Ronghuo revealed his true identity, Su Wuji, the deputy master of the Black Demon Heavenly Palace, and now the strongest man in the demon world, also learned the news of Chen Ronghuo's birth through various means, and it didn't take long. When he saw Chen Ronghuo's appearance in an image, his heart skipped a beat. Even the original Black Demon Lord was no match for Chen Ronghuo. Now that his power is far inferior to that of the previous demons, he is no longer a match for Chen Ronghuo. He knew that in the original battle, not one of Chen Ronghuo's men died. "Sir, this Chen Ronghuo looks like he has just recovered from the 9th level of the 9th level. And according to the Demon Sword Emperor, he only has 2 strong men who have just broken through to the 14th level. Do we want to go over now and capture him in one fell swoop?" A 13th level strongman from the Holy Demon clan suggested. "Inappropriate." Su Wuji shook his head. The 10-horned divine dragon and the Holy Lord Taishu must have known about this matter. If we go there, they will definitely be involved and will not let us succeed easily. He knocked on the armrest of the seat and meditated. After a moment, a cold light flashed in his eyes, and he stood up from the seat and said, "Although Chen Ronghuo was born, his cultivation level is only around the 9th level after all, which is not enough. Think harm. Before he returns to his peak strength, I plan to eradicate all his wings. Remove his wings." The hearts of all the demons jumped. "Sir, what do you mean?" "Give up everything for the time being, mobilize all the demon clans, and set up a large formation. In addition, I will also take action together with the strongest people from all clans to attack and kill Huanglin, Zhu Daipen, and Li Haishui, who are sitting in Zhenmo Abyss. Su Wuji is the strongest member of the demon clan today." With his order, all the demon clan immediately took action. The Holy Demon clan is not far from the demon suppressing abyss. Huanglin and his men have been sitting in the demon suppression abyss for nearly 80,000 years, which is equivalent to a nail stuck in the territory of the Holy Demon clan. If it weren't for the fact that they were so difficult to deal with, and the restraint of several 14th level strongmen of the 10-horned divine dragon, the Holy Demon clan would have summoned all the demons and captured Huanglin and his 3 men in one fell swoop. This time, Chen Ronghuo's appearance obviously stimulated Su Wuji. Finally, he made up his mind to kill Huanglin and his 3 men at the fastest speed. It didn't take long for countless demon armies to surround the demon suppression abyss. At this time, in the depths of the demon suppression abyss, Chen Ronghuo's substitute stone embryo, who was tied up by a chain of nothingness, was refining a large amount of the breath of the law of calamity that he had obtained not long ago. These breaths of the law of calamity came from the Lord of the God of Fire and the Lord of the God of Gold, who were killed by Wang Chao and his party. The death of the 2 14th level strongmen brought Chen Ronghuo a considerable breath of the law of calamity. However, Chen Ronghuo refined these breaths of the law of calamity not to enhance his own strength, but to gather these breaths of the law of calamity with a secret technique he had comprehended and turned them into something like potential. At the critical moment, he could use these potentials to burst out a blow that exceeded his original strength, so as to try to break the seal. If it were before, Chen Ronghuo would naturally not have such an idea. But since the last change in the world, he felt that the great formation arranged by the gods to seal him was getting weaker and weaker. Once he accumulated enough power, he might be able to break the seal with one blow and walk out of this dark demon suppression abyss. Whoosh! Chen Ronghuo took a deep breath under the demon suppression abyss, and every breath brought a hurricane. Suddenly, just after Chen Ronghuo had refined all the breaths of the law of calamity he had obtained this time, he felt a stir in his heart and suddenly felt a roar coming from outside the demon suppression abyss. This roar even shook the demon suppression abyss where he was. The chains tied to Chen Ronghuo were tightened rapidly, as if to prevent Chen Ronghuo from escaping. A big battle actually happened at this time. It's really God's help. Sensing the changes outside, Chen Ronghuo's eyes lit up and he stood up suddenly from the ground. Crash! Sensing Chen Ronghuo's movement, a large number of divine chains suddenly appeared in the void, like dragons and snakes, rushing towards Chen Ronghuo. "You can't trap me!" Chen Ronghuo shouted. "Today, no one can trap me!" Boom! After shouting, his whole body shook, and the terrifying momentum suddenly rushed into the sky, turning into a raging wave, slapping the cliff under the demon suppression abyss. Landing 300 years in advance. Author, Xiaoji Depeng. Chapter 649. The void shook continuously, and outside the demon-suppressing abyss, the 4 remaining 14th level strongmen from the demon clan arrived and brutally killed Huang Lin, Zhu Deipen, and Li Haishui. In addition, countless demon armies also crossed time and space, summoned the shadow of the Lord of Darkness, and joined the battle. Because the 3 of Huang Lin were stuck here like nails, the demon clan had to always separate 2 strong men of the 14th level to sit here. It was precisely because of this that they were so unhappy with the invasion of the Divine Land. This time, stimulated by Chen Ronghuo's birth, Su Wuji made up his mind to kill Huang Lin, Zhu Deipen, and Li Haishui in one fell swoop. After removing the 3 people, he could focus all his attention on Chen Ronghuo. In the sky above the Genmo abyss, Huang Lin and the 3 of them looked solemn and fought with blood. They never expected that this time the demons would be so determined to target the 3 of them. Report. In the Shenlong Empire, a strong man solemnly came to the 10-horned dragon. What happened again? The 10-horned dragon asked. The visitor immediately said, Master Gong Yangtian and several other adults attacked the demon realm passage in Muchen and found that the most powerful member of the Zhuoxin clan who was sitting there had left. In addition, news came from Taishu Empire that Emperor Wushang, who was sitting in one of their demon world passages, was no longer there. What? The 10-horned dragon suddenly stood up, with an extremely solemn look on his face. The demons had just opened the passage to the demon world, and they should have sent more people to guard it. But now all the powerful people had left, which immediately gave him a bad feeling. Originally, after he learned that Chen Ronghuo actually appeared in the continent of the gods, he thought that the powerful demon clan would attack and kill Chen Ronghuo. But now it seems that this time, the demons have other plans. All the strong men have left. The 10-horned divine dragon murmured to himself. After a moment, a light suddenly flashed in his eyes, and his body became extremely straight. No, it's the demon-suppressing abyss. Boom! Su Wuji struck out with a palm, and Zhu Deipen, who joined forces with Li Haishui to fight against the enemy, couldn't bear it anymore, spit out a mouthful of blood and flew backwards. Die! A purple-eyed demon's eyes radiated with pale white chains, piercing towards Zhu Deipen. Brush! Suddenly, a shadow walked out of the void behind the purple-eyed demon, holding a dagger in his hand and slashing out. The purple-eyed demon's pupils shrank, and he hurriedly gave up the pursuit of Zhu Deipen, avoided Huang Lin's assassination, and then turned to fight Huang Lin. I've been waiting for you for a long time. At this moment, Su Wuji, who originally seemed to be chasing Zhu Deipen, suddenly turned around and struck Huang Lin with the palm of his hand. At the same time, a demon with a single horn also crossed the sky and killed Huang Lin ferociously. Roar! Huang Lin roared angrily, and a huge Mongadud black emperor snake appeared behind him, fighting with the 3 of them. It's just that although he was powerful, he was unable to compete with the 3 powerful men on his own. In an instant, his body suffered multiple serious injuries. At this time, Zhu Deipen, who was seriously injured, rushed forward again. But faced with the encirclement and killing of 3 powerful 14th level men, he still couldn't hold on and might collapse at any time. Damn it, are the 10-horned dragon and the others vegetarians? They haven't come here yet. Zhu Deipen was spitting blood and yelling curses. But just as he cursed angrily, he was once again knocked out by Niu Wuji's palm, and under the influence of inertia, he flew directly to the depths of the demon-suppressing abyss. If it weren't for the rules of his cultivation, and what he was best at was defense, I'm afraid this palm could directly kill him. Pooh! Falling into the dark depths of the demon-suppressing abyss, Zhu Deipen spit out a mouthful of blood, and then with a thought, he rushed forward again and rejoined the battlefield. But at this moment, he suddenly froze and looked towards the cliffs surrounding Genmo Abyss. He felt like he was dazzled. The cliff of Xuanhuan, which had not changed for countless years, began to tremble violently. It's like a fierce demon sealed under the demon-suppressing abyss, trying to break out. Evil. As soon as this thought flashed in Zhu Deipen's mind, he suddenly realized that there was no evil demon under the Genmo abyss. In the entire demon-suppressing abyss, their lord is the only person who has been sealed. Boom. Just when Chen Ronghui's figure appeared in Zhu Deipen's mind, a thunderous sound suddenly came from the Genmo abyss. Click, click, click. Accompanied by this, there were countless sounds of chains breaking. Boom. Immediately afterwards, a figure that was extremely familiar to Zhu Deipen, carrying a familiar and powerful aura, soared into the sky and landed in front of him. Lord. Seeing Chen Ronghuo, Zhu Deipen's blood instantly turned into tears and flowed down. How old are you? Seeing Zhu Deipen appearing in front of him covered in blood, Chen Ronghuo sighed, and with a wave of his hand, he led Zhu Deipen into the Genmo abyss and came outside. Bang! As soon as Chen Ronghuo rushed to Genmoiwen, he saw Huang Lin and Li Haishui being beaten away by the demon clan. But he didn't take action against the demons immediately. Instead, he shrank his pupils and looked somewhere. At the same time, he stretched out a big hand burning with blazing flames. With a bang, he penetrated the void and grabbed that place. Boom! As soon as Chen Ronghuo's big hand stretched out, he saw another big hand suddenly stretched out from the void, grabbing the seriously injured Huang Lin and Li Haishui. However, before the big hand touched Huang Lin and Li Haishui, Chen Ronghuo's big hand arrived one step ahead, and a palm hit it, knocking it back into the void. Hide your head and show your tail. Chen Ronghuo snorted heavily. However, after this palm, his fear of the person hiding in the dark reached its limit. He retracted his palm, and could still vaguely feel a trace of pain in his palm. And this pain was not because the opponent's power was huge. But the power of his palm just now was too strong. And the quality and hardness of the big hand exceeded his imagination. At the same time, Chen Ronghuo could feel the pain, especially after he slapped the hand. The owner of the big hand disappeared in an instant, and even he could not find a trace of it. It can be imagined that this powerful man who was hiding behind the scenes and secretly planning something was definitely not comparable to ordinary powerful men. I didn't expect that such a powerful man would be born in my hometown. At the same time, in a void, the mysterious powerful man who came to the world of gods some time ago muttered to himself. He grabbed a big hand that returned from the void and put it on his broken right arm, making his right arm complete. The arm that just slapped Chen Ronghuo was really just an arm. As the owner of that arm, he has been here all the time. Then he lowered his head and looked at the three crystal clear strange crystals placed on an altar in the distance. The fiery color in his eyes had reached the limit. Chen Ronghuo. At this time, seeing Chen Ronghuo suddenly rush out from the demon suppression abyss and repel the mysterious strong man who was very active during this period with one palm, the demon clan strongmen such as Su Wuji, who were about to completely kill Huang Lin and the other two, suddenly stopped. The faces of several strong men couldn't help but show a strong sense of horror. They couldn't figure out that since Chen Ronghuo was still in the demon suppression abyss, what was going on with the Chen Ronghuo who appeared in the God's land before. The remnant of the demon clan. Chen Ronghuo turned his head and looked at the great strong man who was looking at him in horror, and snorted heavily. Then he raised his hand and was about to attack. Chen Ronghuo, you just broke the seal and came out, I don't believe how strong you can be. Seeing Chen Ronghuo coming, Su Wuji shouted loudly, suddenly raised his strength, and rushed towards Chen Ronghuo. Don't overestimate your ability. Seeing several people coming to kill, Chen Ronghuo raised his head, gathered his strength, and casually slapped him down. Boom! The huge palm, burning with black and red flames, carrying the rolling power of curses, the power of disasters, the law of calamity and other auras, covered the sky and sun and fell down, directly breaking all the attacks of several powerful demons, and fell on several people like a dead tree and rotten wood. Puff puff puff. In an instant, several powerful men vomited blood and flew backwards. Among them, the purple-eyed demon, the 14th level powerful man of the Confused Heart clan, was blown up on the spot under Chen Ronghuo's palm. At the beginning, the Lord of the Black Demon, who had broken the seal, faced the siege of the four powerful men, the 10-horned dragon, the primordial saint, the king of the 5 elements, and the Lord of the Heavenly Demon. With one palm, he killed the Lord of the Heavenly Demon and severely injured the other 3 powerful men. Chen Ronghuo's strength is stronger than the Lord of the Black Demon. Facing the 4 powerful men, he can naturally deal with them easily. Boom! Seeing Chen Ronghuo showing his divine power, the demons in the distance roared, aroused the will of destruction in their bodies, and summoned the shadow of the Lord of Darkness across time and space. After the shadow of the Lord of Darkness was summoned, it immediately took a step forward and killed Chen Ronghuo. Seeing the Lord of Darkness attacking him, Chen Ronghuo raised his eyebrows, stretched out a big hand again, and grabbed the shadow of the Lord of Darkness from a high place. No matter how unwilling you are already in the past. After saying this, Chen Ronghuo's big hand clenched fiercely and directly crushed the shadow of the Lord of Darkness that came across time and space. When it was crushed, Chen Ronghuo vaguely found that there seemed to be a flash of spirituality in the eyes of the Lord of Darkness. However, when he saw this spirituality, Chen Ronghuo's face was full of sarcasm. As long as he is still alive, the Lord of Darkness will never be resurrected. Whoosh! Whoosh! At this time, 2 powerful figures, accompanied by several strong men, flew over from a distance at a high speed. Chen Ronghuo probed out the power of his soul and found that they were all old friends. They were all people who formed an alliance with the Lord of the Dark Demon before he was born to deal with him. Among them were the 10-horned dragon, the Holy Lord of the Beginning, Gong Yang Tian, and the 9-headed lion. Chen Ronghuo. Just seeing Chen Ronghuo, these figures paused and showed incredible expressions. Finally broke through to the 9th level. In the southern part of the continent of the gods, Chen Ronghuo's body finally broke through to the 9th level after killing 3 10th level strong men in a row. Ancient Book. After breaking through to the 9th level, Chen Ronghuo immediately sank down, his consciousness sank into the Ancient Book, slowly flowing, and all the seals of the Ancient Book were unlocked. Meow. As soon as the seal of the Ancient Book was opened, a cat's cry sounded, and then a fat orange figure flashed in the void and fell into Chen Ronghuo's arms. Arching, arching, arching. As he arched, a cat tear fell. You. Chen Ronghuo held the fat cat and stroked it several times, unwilling to let go. At the same time, a giant crab that had tried its best to shrink its body also landed at Chen Ronghuo's feet, stretched out its 2 large claws, and touched Chen Ronghuo. There was some mud on its large claws, and no one knew how it got there. This way, Chen Ronghuo was also covered in mud. Chen Ronghuo was extremely helpless. I thought it would be better to throw this big guy into the pot and boil it for a while before taking it out. There were also colorful spirit butterflies, sea and sky birds, little white dragons, doomed black tigers, and devil mermaids, all of whom came over. Chen Ronghuo stroked his many spiritual pets one by one and sighed. At this time, the reincarnations of gods in the distance were completely stunned after seeing Chen Ronghuo's actions. What is going on? Isn't that the case? You have disrupted the progress of the game, you know? Without anyone noticing, Chen Ronghuo glanced at Niu Dingtian and other reincarnated gods in the distance, a smile appeared on his face, and then he opened the attribute panel, found the God of War chat group on it, and sent a message as the 9 Spirits God. I think the ultimate authority can be activated. If this continues, all of us will die. Landing 300 years in advance. Author, Chao Ji Dupang. Chapter 650. Second. I also agree. Not long after Chen Ronghuo put forward his opinions in the God of War chat group, one after another the reincarnations of the gods spoke up. At this time, the God of War, who did not often appear in the group, also posted a message. I also agreed to activate the ultimate authority, and have now contacted others. Seeing this news, Chen Ronghuo curled up his lips and knew that his plan had been completed. Then he raised his head, and with a thought, he immediately drew out several rays of sword light and slashed at several reincarnated gods in the distance. Originally, he could not deduce where there were reincarnations of gods from ancient books. But as his stand-in stone body broke through, he could rely on the special connection between the two to transfer the ancient book into the body of the stand-in stone body and then perform deductions. With the strength of the stand-in, he can already deduce through ancient books where the reincarnations of many gods are hidden. Killing the reincarnation of the gods will undoubtedly allow Chen Ronghuo to occupy a larger share of experience points when the gods activate their ultimate authority. At this time, he still didn't dare to relax too much. Because even if his clone has been broken out, it is still difficult for him to use ancient books to deduce who the mysterious strong man hidden behind the scenes is, where he is hiding, and what his purpose is. At the same time, when the gods know that he has a way to find the reincarnation of the gods, they will definitely activate the ultimate authority without hesitation. This is also one of his purposes. As Chen Ronghuo thought, after he killed several reincarnated gods with one sword, the former gods who knew these reincarnated gods saw the scene through the video taken by the supreme paparazzi, and their pupils all shrank, and they immediately said this thing spread out. Damn it! We can no longer hesitate. We must activate the ultimate authority immediately, otherwise, as the 9 spirit gods said, all of us will die. Every god chat group is passing on such news. At this moment, many gods all reached a consensus. The condition for activating the ultimate authority is that at least 2/3 of the reincarnated gods, or the 4 former pillar gods, all agree. At this time, this condition has obviously been achieved. Then, I also agree to activate the ultimate authority. At this time, the Lord of Light, who was reincarnated as the Ming God, the Lord of Gold, who was reincarnated as the Rich Man, the Lord of Thunder, who was reincarnated as the King of Thunder, and other pillar gods also agreed. Boom! Suddenly, just when the reincarnations of the gods all agreed to activate the ultimate authority they had left behind in the past, a terrifying pressure suddenly came out of the void. As the pressure dropped, all the powerful men on the earth showed solemn expressions, not knowing what had happened. And as this coercion fell, many reincarnations of gods felt that they appeared in the void. At the same time, the white spiritual light condensed with countless experience points gathered into a white cloud, which appeared in the sky above many reincarnations of gods in a strange way. Then this white cloud was divided into countless parts, and merged into the body of the reincarnation of the gods who appeared in this void. Chen Ronghuo, who had obtained the Juling Dharma God player account, also appeared in the void. But what's more important is that half of the white cloud condensed by experience points merged directly into him after it separated. 9 spirits Dharma God. This is impossible. How could you possibly occupy so many experience points by yourself? Seeing this scene, many reincarnations of gods showed disbelief. Even the reincarnations of the pillar gods were shocked. Nothing is impossible. Chen Ronghuo's figure flashed and his true form appeared. Chen Ronghuo. It's you. No wonder you always want to activate the ultimate authority. Seeing Chen Ronghuo's appearance, the reincarnations of the gods shouted one after another, unable to believe their eyes. Buzz. Suddenly, when all the gods were shocked and refining the experience gained this time, the void in the distance suddenly shook, and a big black hand, like a terrifying beast, suddenly appeared, and then hit this person again and again. The square space hit. He seemed to want to rush in and plunder everyone's experience points. It's you again. Seeing this big hand, Chen Ronghuo frowned. But immediately afterwards, he felt the terrifying power within his body that had surged in a short period of time. A hint of a sinister smile suddenly appeared on his face. He raised his palm and with a bang, when the big hand struck this space, he was struck out from within. Two big hands struck at one place through the space barrier, causing a gap to crack in the space that should have been extremely solid. Seeing this scene, all the gods were shocked. They immediately moved out of here with their respective authority. Now Chen Ronghuo is like a god or a devil, no one can offend him. This time, let me see where you go. As the space opened, Chen Ronghuo stepped forward and rushed out of the space. He raised his hand again and grabbed the big black hand. When the big hand saw that it was no match for Chen Ronghuo, it immediately jumped into the void and was about to escape. But at this time, as the rolling experience points poured into Chen Ronghuo's body, Chen Ronghuo's cultivation had already risen rapidly in a short time, reaching the 14th level. The main body was at the 14th level. The stone fetus of the substitute was also at the 14th level. And they were all at the top 14th level. Seeing that the dark hand wanted to escape, Chen Ronghuo's mind moved, and all the power stored in the stone fetus of the substitute was immediately transferred to his body under the influence of the mysterious rule power. The infinite power combined together, making Chen Ronghuo's indestructible body feel saturated. However, as this feeling of saturation emerged, Chen Ronghuo also felt a light in his heart, as if he saw another level above the 14th level. But at this time, there was an invisible barrier between him and this level, isolating him from the outside. You don't want me to break through. Seeing this barrier, Chen Ronghuo sneered, and the power of his whole body surged, and suddenly with a bang, he broke through this barrier directly. As this layer of membrane broke through the air, Chen Ronghuo's strength immediately increased at an incredible speed. Level 15. An unprecedented and guessed eternal realm in the world of gods. At this time, Chen Ronghuo has reached it. As Chen Ronghuo broke through to the 15th level, he took a step forward and followed the dark hand to a mysterious space and came to a mysterious strong man. You can actually find this place. Seeing Chen Ronghuo, the mysterious strong man's pupils shrank and revealed an incredible look. No, you have broken through to the 15th level, but how can you break through to this level in this world? He was originally a person in the world of gods, so he naturally knew that for some reason, the cultivators in the world of gods would encounter extremely terrifying bottlenecks after reaching the 14th level. If you want to break through to the 15th level in this world, you must accumulate supreme foundation. It's you. At this time, Chen Ronghuo looked at the mysterious strong man in front of him. He had reached the 15th level. He also identified and deduced all the information of this mysterious strong man through ancient books. At this time, Chen Ronghuo already knew that the person in front of him was called Taishi God King. At the same time, he was also a 15th level strong man like himself. Through deduction, Chen Ronghuo also knew that Taishi God King was originally a 14th level strong man in the world of gods. The largest city on the continent of gods, Taishi God City, was built by the original Taishi God King. Later, Taishi God King wandered around the chaos and saw many incredible existences and more terrifying strong men. Finally, after countless experiences, he broke through to the 15th level. It's just the 15th level, but it's not the end of the chaotic world. Above the 15th level Eternal God King realm, there are the 16th level God Emperor realm, the 17th level God Emperor realm, and the 18th level God Lord realm. And, according to legend, no one has ever reached the realm of the great God Lord. This time, when Taishi God King was wandering in the chaos world, he was targeted by another more powerful God King and was severely injured. He had to return to the world of gods and planned to recuperate here for a while. But after returning to the world of gods, Taishi God King, who had reached the 15th level, unexpectedly discovered that the reason why it was difficult to break through to the 15th level in the world of gods was because the three worlds of the world of gods, the Black Demon Star world, and the Earth Star universe were born from three supreme divine crystals. Chen Ronghuo's eyes passed over Taishi God King and fell on the three crystal clear crystals on the altar in the distance. These three crystals are the supreme treasures that gave birth to the three worlds. At the same time, Chen Ronghuo also found that after he came here, the ancient book and his left-hand ability resonated with the three crystals in the distance. At this moment, the power seemed to have been raised to the limit. For example, he used the ability of calculation of the ancient book, and now he seemed to be able to know everything. Messages flowed through Chen Ronghuo's sea of consciousness. He already knew that these three crystals were the essence left by three God-level masters. God-level masters are the most powerful beings in the chaotic world now. And the three God-level masters who left three supreme divine crystals are the top ones even among the only dozen God-level masters in the chaotic world. At the same time, these three masters are like brothers. However, in order to break through a stronger realm, they united and performed secret methods, but they were eventually besieged and killed by other God-level masters when they were about to succeed. Only three supreme divine crystals, their strongest treasures, and the carriers of the strongest superpowers were left, rushed into the chaotic turbulence and drifted here. The ancient book consists of the Book of Omniscience and the Book of Seals. These two treasures are the treasures of the two great gods. After the battle, the two ancient books were severely damaged and lost consciousness. When Chen Ronghuo first met him, the remaining consciousness of the ancient book was just a weak consciousness that was born from the two ancient books. It was only because the two ancient books merged that the consciousness of the two ancient books was annihilated again. At the same time, Chen Ronghuo's left-hand ability actually came from another god. Buzz buzz buzz. Suddenly, just as many messages were circulating in Chen Ronghuo's consciousness, the three supreme divine crystals suspended on the distant altar, which had been refined for a period of time by King Taishi in various ways, suddenly trembled. With a whoosh, they all flew forward and rushed into Chen Ronghuo's body. As the three supreme bodies fell into Chen Ronghuo's body, Chen Ronghuo's strength suddenly surged again. Although he did not directly break through to the 16th level of the Divine Emperor, he felt that as the three supreme divine crystals circulated in his body, it would not take long for him to break through to that realm. It is not impossible to even break through to the realm of the God Emperor, the realm of the God Lord, or even finally break through to the unprecedented realm of the great God Lord. You. Taishi God King opened his mouth wide when he saw that the three supreme crystals that he had been practicing for a long time with the supreme method rushed into Chen Ronghuo's body so easily. Sorry. Chen Ronghuo sighed, raised his head, faced Taishi God King, and dropped his palm. He is still busy going home and taking care of his pregnant wife. Finale. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Landing 300 years in advance. Author, Xiaoji Depeng. Chapter 651. Chapter 651. This book took about 10 months and was finally completed. There is no reluctance, only regret. It's a book that has started well. Even though many people have said that the pace is slow and have raised various questions, the collection ratio at the beginning of its release proves that this is a fairly successful book. So far, the high-order orders for this book have exceeded 10,000. It's just that after it was put on the shelves, Big Fat really didn't grasp the rhythm well, resulting in fewer and fewer subscriptions. It's really a pity that I didn't write this book later so that more people would like it. As for the ending of the book, that's it. In fact, I can still continue to write about things in the larger world. Keep writing. From the beginning of this book, Big Fatty can also make some money, but it really feels unnecessary. When things have developed to this point, they are considered perfect and can be over. For those who don't like this ending, Big Fatty can only say sorry. Dopang will continue to write books, and hopes to be able to write several fine works in the days to come. Finally, Jianghu is destined to see you all in the future. Finally, I would like to recommend a new book, which I have been promoting for the past 2 days. New book title: I Wear 30,000 Armors When I Go Out. The name may have been changed soon, I have countless inventory slots. But please remember the author's name: Big Tree Fatty Fish. You can find it with just a search. Because many friends said that the title of the book feels weird, I will change the name in the next 2 days. Oh right. Don't ask if this is my trumpet. If you ask, you just don't know. Finally, here's a synopsis of the book. A vast continent flew from the depths of the universe, and the whole world was different from then on. I traveled to a new world, I had an additional inventory in my mind, and it became different. I found that my inventory can hold items. The items put in do not weigh much and are not visible to the outside, but they can play their original role. Even gave me miraculous gifts. And I found that my inventory keeps growing. Each time you add one, you can place one more item. I put a set of black iron armor that could wrap my whole body into my inventory, and it actually gained the attribute of steel body. It is said that this world is extremely ferocious, and there are strong men with swords that span 30,000 miles. So do I need to stack 30,000 treasure armors before I go out? Of course, other things cannot be missing. By the way, I forgot to introduce myself first. My name is Liu Yang. The new identity is the most talented student of the 3rd Martial Arts Academy in Yangcheng. The world is a big place, and I am here to witness it one by one.